We can start.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay.
So I'm happy to see here on my screen our guests from all around the world, literally. Uh, and it's my enormous pleasure to introduce our friend, Mr. Piotr Figiela, who is the director of a branch of the National Museum in Krakow. And
Historical.
this, yes, and this branch is the Old Synagogue of Krakow, the building that exists at least 500 years, even more. And it's one of maybe the most important locations on the Jewish map of Europe. Very, really iconic architecture. And Piotr Figiela graduated from the Jagiellonian University, and I'm proud to inform you that these days we are going to have a bilateral agreement with the Jagiellonian University.
Great.
So we will visit you with our students soon.
Happy to see.
Many of them who we see now on our screen. So the synagogue is very old, and we look forward to the future, to the maybe new assessment and the new approach to the synagogue as a memorial and as a museum space. And I am very happy to recall to those of you who visited Krakow in the recent years or followed to what is going there, that Piotr Figiela curated several very important exhibitions about the Hebrew Gymnasium in Krakow, Maccabees Club, Jewish Sport Club in Krakow, and many, several more exhibitions that dealt not only with the story of Holocaust in Krakow, very important chapter in the history of Krakow Jews and very tragic chapter, but also with many other aspects of earlier and later history of this prominent Jewish community. So Piotr's talk today is about the Old Synagogue in Krakow, a new perspective for the Old Museum. Piotr, please.
Thank you, Professor Rodolph, for first of all for inviting me and for introducing for this introduce of me to the audience. I must say I'm very happy to be with you today. I'm very glad because of the, to be with the, such a great audience. I divided my presentation on two general sides parts. First of all, I will, if you don't mind, I will talk about a little bit history of the synagogue, its architecture, and the first decades of the museum and the presence of the museum, its permanent exhibitions and temporary exhibitions, just as Professor Rodolph has mentioned before. And second part of my presentation will be the plans which we had actually. I must say it is very sad. that in this form that I will present you now, it failed. But I hope in the future some part of these plans will be succeed. I must say I cannot forget. Yes, I cannot forget, and I couldn't forget. I had not to forget that the author of these plans was my great former boss, Mr. Eugeniusz Duda. So it's very important for this matter. So the Old Synagogue, just as Professor Rodow said, is the oldest surviving synagogue in Poland, with its great architecture. It's a very similar to the synagogues built in Middle Ages in Germany, Austria-Hungary, Czech, and Silesia. And in the middle of 16th century, it was rebuilt by Matteo Gucci, who was related with Sante Gucci, the architect of the Wawel Royal Castle in Kraków. So Gucci retained the original two-nave layout of the synagogue hall and recovered with the cross-ribbed vault. He gave a new Renaissance expression with the former with keeping former medieval elements like cross-ribbed faculty. I don't want to speak so much about the history, because we have a short time. I just want to say that in the time that are not so far from us, and during the centuries, it's the architecture of the synagogue has changed. Many changes introduced architect Zygmunt Handel, who surrounded the synagogue by the wall, which we still have, and which we want to maybe in future modernized, change a little bit. By the centuries, the synagogue was the main prayer house of Krakow Jewish community, the center of power of rabbis, the seniors, the Jewish city, and of course, at the same time, a priceless cultural monument. And it was, yeah, maybe it's time to change a slide. And it was, as you surely know, robbed just as many synagogues, house of prayers during the Second World War by the Nazis, by the German Nazis. I hope. Oh yes, this picture is actually from the 1941. So we can see still the wall of Handel in front of the synagogue. It's a side of it's from northern side. At these days, since the 70s of 20th century, there's no wall in front of the synagogue. And the authorities of communistic state removed this wall, and this is open space now on Szeroka Street. You will see it also in next, I hope, pictures. So the synagogue was robbed by the Germans. Here you can see the scale of destruction. This is on the left side. On the left, we have southern part of the synagogue, as you see, blind windows with holes, distracted women chamber, southern women chamber, and many distracted elements. On the right side, you can see the fragment of the wall which is not existing now, and this is the time between finish of the Second World War and the beginning of the museum. The date, the time between 1945 and 1956, 59. As you see on these pictures on the left side, the 17th century portal, the main gate to the men's chamber, just before the war. Second, just after the war, excuse me, just after the war, second after the renovation, and the interior of the Old Synagogue, the men's chamber, in the middle of the 60s, 2060s. Here is the opening ceremony of the museum. As you see, still there is a wall. The ceremony was kept 30th of April 1959. So this is the courtyard just in front of the synagogue. On the right side, you can see interior. You can see the guests and two men next to the microphone. First, who is talking to the microphone is Maciej Meir Jakubowicz, the chairman of the Jewish religious congregation after the Second World War, and actually to the 70s of 20th century. And next to him, the man who is clapping is the director of the historical museum, Mr. Jerzy Dobrzycki, PhD, very great person for the museum, the historian of art, very well known, and this is I think which might be interesting for you because the first exhibits, and actually the first wave of exhibits of Judaica, which came to the collection of the museum collection of Judaica of historical museum, and its branch in the Old Synagogue, was given also by the Ministry of Religious Affairs of the State of Israel. There is on the left side, maybe you can read it. Is the document is the document in English? That's why I choose it. I choose it with the list of next another gifts to the museum by the State of Israel. And the fifth point. On the fifth point, we have a picture, friend picture, Jankel Cymbalist. It's a very known character in Polish, from Polish literature, from Adam Mickiewicz, Mr. Tadeusz. So on the right side is the image of the picture. But as I said, there are just the examples of how groups of gifts donated by the State of Israel, but also by the Jewish institutions, international and Polish. For example, American Joint Distribution Committee, or by the Ilya Shor Foundation from New York, also by excuse me, I hope it was not my fault. Also by the Museum Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum, and many private donators. Excuse me. So these donations are absolutely. Excuse me. I had to take a look of water. Excuse me. So these donations, those donations are absolutely background to the museum collection, Judaica collection of the Museum of Krakow, and of course our branch in the Old Synagogue. After the opening ceremony took place first exhibitions connected with Jewish art, based on those at that time small collection. So this was the years 1961, 1963, 65. So now since 1989, after political reforms and opening Eastern Bloc to the world, and Poland as well, to the museum, to the Old Synagogue, came thousands of tourists from all around the world. Of course, the tourists, also young people from Israel, about what you surely know. So now the permanent collection based on these donations. Now we have in the collection over 1,300 exhibits, but the inventory numbers, there are around 1,000 inventory numbers. So the permanent exhibition is dedicated to Jewish life, to religion, to daily ritual. Manners, and the most important moments in Jewish life. So holidays like Pesach, like Hanukkah, like Simchat Torah, private rituals like bar mitzvah, like brit milah, and these moments, these rituals, these holidays are illustrated by candlesticks, by the crowns of Torah, by textiles, by talitim, by shows, by every important aspects of religion, Jewish religion life. But except to it, so now yes, these are some this is some representation of those. In the middle, as you see, we've got the copy of Maurycy Gottlieb's Jessica, Shylock and Jessica. On the right side, one representative silver coin from 13th century with the view of Jewish man with specific triangle head and the title in Hebrew. Another elements, as I said before, candlesticks, textiles. These textiles from Germany from 18th century. Those candlesticks. This from the left side. 19th century. From Galicia. This from right side, mainly part of you recognize it. It's a 17th century candlestick from Hanukkah, of course, from the High Synagogue, which was robbed by the Nazi Germans during the war and keeping in Wawel Castle. And after the war, it was given by the National Museum from Royal Castle of Wawel to the Old Synagogue, to the historical museum. So as I said before, another candlesticks, cups, silver cups, and just as I said before, representatives connected elements connected with particular holidays. Except permanent exhibitions, we've got temporary exhibitions, which are generally focused in northern women's chamber. So as Professor Rodov mentioned before, I have a pleasure create a very small number of them. Now we can see some more interesting. For example, now we see the photo from the exhibition Krakow Jewry 3D, which was the exhibition about Jewish settlement in Kraków and Kazimierz in the medieval ages and the 16th, 17th century, illustrated in 3D, 2D illustrations, models, as you see. And there was, after the exhibition was, the opening ceremony was published, a great catalog. But by the way, if you like to have some catalogs from in PDF, please send me an email. I will send you from the catalog from our exhibitions. Here, for example, is the exhibition Maccabees of Sport, Jewish sport in Krakow, who I had the pleasure to be a curator in 2012. Here on the left, the part of the exhibition about Hebrew Gymnasium, one of the most important school, not only Hebrew schools and Jewish schools in Krakow, in Poland, in Krakow, in the interwar era. But also generally in Poland, it was on the very high level. And on the right side, some element, original interwar bike from Poland, illustrated illustrating the exhibition Maccabees of Sport. So these are examples of the catalogs. In my opinion, the best in this group is the bastion of tradition. It is catalog which collected all information about the Old Synagogue on the year collected in the year 2016 about the architecture, about the social life, about the religious life, of course, in the past, about the role of the synagogue. These are some another catalogs. As you see, Krakow Jewry on the left of the left side. These are actually the Polish editions, but there are also in English as well. Unfortunately, at these days, our museum doesn't publish in English. Doesn't publish the catalogs in English, so it's very shame. Except the exhibitions in the Old Synagogue, there are many events. We are participating. Maybe I will start with our own event, which is Yom Rishon. It was the idea of Mr. Eugeniusz Duda. It's called Yom Rishon, the Sunday at the Old Synagogue. This is the moment. It is actually the idea was that this event should be always in the first Sunday after Simchat Torah, but it's not. It's not so. We are not. We are trying, but from some some things. Sometimes we are not succeed to have this event after the first Sunday after Simchat Torah. However, there is the day when we showing our when we present the lectures, the presentations about Jewish culture, Jewish history. We also inviting. We invite on this event scholars, scientists who are interested in Jewish culture and history on the many various aspects, social life, religious life, cultural life, many others. As you see, there are also concerts, of course, connected with Jewish tradition, Jewish culture. Another event is the Night of the Museum. We've got now in Poland and in Kraków on next Friday, 16th of May. These are this picture in the middle is a picture from I think from the 15 years from the past. So the lines maybe are now are not so long, but this event still is in the middle of interest of Krakow people, of tourists. Okay, so in the Old Synagogue we've got also education dedicated to young people, children, education with subjects, with topics dedicated to the Jewish, as I said before, culture, history, even social life, even for example. Recently, we changed the program in the September of last year, and we are talking more about present state of Israel, and we comparing it with the ancient Israel, the activities dedicated to surrounding. Connected with Jewish social life, like sport, like Jewish languages, Hebrew, Yiddish, comparing these two languages. Also we are leading, we led the activities to the guides, to another people, to people from another museums from Poland. So we are active on this background. And now I'm going to the another surface, to the archaeology. Between the years 2014 and 2021, there were archaeological works on the southern part, southern garden of the synagogue, which is enclosed by the wall built by Zygmunt Handel at the beginning of the 20th century. And it was keeping led by Dr. Dariusz Niemiec from the Institute of Archaeology from Jagiellonian University. And on the left side, as you see, we've got one of many pictures about the works. On the right side, the plans and situation plan, which talks about the fragments of this area, the area surrounding the synagogue, and the parts from various centuries, and the works that were kept in particular year. Our actually the discovers maybe are not so not attractive, but they bring many interesting aspects about history of surroundings of the synagogue, like 16th century mikveh, like 17th century part of the walls, like 17th century furniture, not furnitures, garments, sorry, elements of daily life, parts of, for example, as you see on the right side, parts of floor. These informations, this information were put by Dr. Niemiec to the reports from these archaeological works, and some of them were put into the book, the Bastion of Tradition, published in 2016. The time is getting short. We cooperate with various Jewish association, with religious Jewish community, with Jewish festival, culture festival, with associations like Chulent, like Beit Krakow, of course, with Jewish Museum Galicia. So they are support us, we support them, and maybe this is adequate. Finally, time to tell about these plans. These both plans, which author was Mr. Duda. First plan was the plan worked in the years 2008, 2011. To build a modern museum on the southern part of the synagogue. It is, as you can see at this plans here. We've got northern part, front of the synagogue. Here we've got the defensive wall. Here we've got southern garden, and here is the park place where should be the the museum. But unfortunately, this plan get failed. We hoped then that the city, the council of city Krakow will give it to us. We had it promised, but at last moment it was given to another institution, and unfortunately this plan failed. Here you can see the place where it should be. So it would be the natural place for historical, for actual architectural pearl, which is the old synagogue. But unfortunately, as I said many times before, it failed. Second plant worked during the years 2014, 2016 was written in several options. Here we've got first option, when you can see the front of the synagogue. Oh, excuse me, the second option, the front of the synagogue, which with the place, with the square actually, which had to be changed because now the surface of the square is very unequal, as I can say. The surface is actually even some kind, no, maybe not even dangerous for the people, because there are some small holes. People can for example break the leg and so on. So it needs to repair it. Another thing would be enlightening the western wall, which is here, and put there some temporary exhibitions on the boards, with various subjects, top topics from Jewish culture and history, of course, Krakow Jewish culture and history. Another thing would be here would be create a lift for the as I said, how to say this possible, people, and yeah, these are the main aspects of third option. Second option was build kind of building from the eastern side of the old synagogue. So the building for the educational activities. This is it. And on the right side, the building very close to the wall, dedicated to temporary exhibitions. Third thing is the third option is the option without this building for temporary exhibitions, only for educational activities. But it has one thing more. Here you can see the hole in the wall, in the eastern wall, and this hole was planned to open to be open, how to say, to open the southern garden. Southern Garden is this place. This is the place where these archaeological works kept between 2014 2029, and it's supposed to be the space for families, for people, for activities, for maybe for some cafe. Now this area is out of order. Almost nobody can go there except people from the museum. We are planning modernized this area, although this failing all this failing aspects. How it will work or not, we will see in next some years. Here you can see, I want to show you the area photographed in 19th century. As you see, that there was no wall. In 19th century, it was reconstructed in the beginning of 20th century, and later also in the 60s and 70s. On the right side, you can see this area with the handle, Sigmund Handel wall. When we planned, put inside some things discovered during the archaeological works. This is some things in Polish. Sorry for that. So this is the eastern part, of course. This is part of the Old Synagogue, the part from Dajwór Street, and this is some another aspect to modernize this area, to build this building to the educational activities. But this plan is really far to do, because now this area is the property of the city of Krakow, not ours. Maybe in the future it will get changed. We'll see. And I didn't tell about the new permanent exhibition. So very fast. Very fast. The new exhibition connected with the changes connected with this last plan should be the new exhibition should consist of the first permanent exhibition connected on two topics: synagogue, its history and architecture of the Old Synagogue, its religious and social life. And second aspect of this permanent exhibition in the men's chamber would be Jewish tradition. So topic very similar to the permanent exhibition which we have now. And second part, general part of this permanent exhibition would be finally an exhibition about history of Krakow Jewry, about settlement in Kraków, Kazimierz, and Kraków. Again, so it's supposed to be titled The Middle Ages in Kraków, first part. Second part, after exile, the exile from Krakow in the end of 15th century to Kazimierz, 16th century, from the 16th century to the 19th century in Kazimierz. So now you can see here you can see the image of Rabbi Moses Isserles. So we wanted to tell about this greatest aspects of cultural and civilization renaissance of Krakow Jewish community, and return to Krakow. So the time from Galician autonomy, every social political changes, socialism, Zionism, mysticism, of course, social things like sports. So here we've got the sign of Maccabi Krakow. So that's all. Thank you so much, Toda Rabba.
Thank you very much, Piotr. Very interesting and rich presentation.
Thank you.
So maybe if you can stop share stream, we can see each other.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So now, sure. So now we can open the floor for questions and comments. So please, if somebody would like to ask, raise hands. In the meantime, I have a very small question. You told about the history of the Old Synagogue and about the wall in front of, and you said that in the communist era they decided to remove. So what was the reasons for to remove this wall?
The main reason, the official reason, was to open the museum on the space of Szeroka Street.
I see.
That's all. This is another thing that some parts this wall was distracted, but this, in my opinion, when I look at the pictures, it was not so much distracted. Yeah, so actually it was destruction by the communists.
And the other small question about the southern garden.
Yeah.
So, so now it's closed, if I understand correctly. Okay.
Yes. From time to time, we do some activities for very small children, but it's very seldom. Now we are thinking about to having more this kind of activities.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Ilya, please.
So, thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. And I have really even two questions.
Yes.
My first question is about the opening of the synagogue as a museum in the late 1950s.
Yes.
Yes, there were very few synagogues opened as museums in Eastern and Central Europe under the communist regime. And this is one of these synagogues. I can think about Artnushul in Prague, later synagogue in Tikochin and Vlodova, and that's all maybe. So what were the reasons? What was the ideological background for opening this synagogue as a state museum then in those years?
Thank you. When I was reading the documents from that time, the main ideas, maybe not one idea, was to first of all to renovate the synagogue as a building. This was the idea of deputy to Polish parliament Mr. Dr. Bolesław Drobner, socialist, by the way, third president of Wrocław, and the member of city council of the, as they then say, they then said, National Council of Kraków, and the man very important for the renovation of various Kraków monuments. And this is one thing that the own idea had the leader of Jewish congregation, Mr. Maciej Meir Jakubowicz, who wanted to organize as it is written in the documents, Jewish Museum, Judaistic Museum, which would deliver the information about Jewish culture, Jewish history after this, after the Shoah, after the Holocaust. So it was very important for him. It's interesting, very interesting in this aspect, because in 1965 there was a project to give an actor play how to say, with speaking of the songs by one of the actress. And then against this idea was Mr. Jakubowicz, and his argument was that he gave this building, the building of the museum, not for actor playing, but for the museum. So it was very stormy situation between the museum and the Jewish community. But it's another interesting aspect with connected with this, that he had the response from Mr. Maurycy Wiener, who was a member of the social cultural association of Jewish people of Kraków, which association was connected with the communists. And he said, wait a second, even in the churches there are some actor playing. So what's going on? So it's also very interesting aspect, that the relations between traditional religious congregation and the association, Jewish association, connected with the authorities, community authorities. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Really very interesting page in the history of Krakow Jews and of the synagogue. My second question is about the site to the south of the Old Synagogue that you showed us several times, and also you explained that this is one of two possible locations for maybe a new museum. Is this the location of the oldest Jewish cemetery in Kazimierz there?
Please repeat, Ilya, once again.
Yes, I wonder if this location to the south of the synagogue,
mm-hmm.
Is this the location of the oldest Jewish cemetery that existed in Kazimierz before the Isserles family founded their cemetery in 1552?
Probably yes. Some of these, we had the information that probably the cemetery, the part of the cemetery connected with the area of the synagogue was also in this place, but part of this was also in the northern part. But yeah, that also, yes, that might be some part of this the cemetery too. Yes.
So maybe it could be an argument to claim this territory as a part of maybe not really museum, but a monumental place with some maybe venues of the museum. I don't know. I just suggest.
Truly, I haven't ever heard the argument, this argument. There were only arguments who what for whom this area should be to be owned, who should be the property. Even Mr. Duda didn't give this argument that it could be that, I don't know, to build some, as you mentioned the monument. There was no discussion about it.
And any excavations there in that spot?
You know what? There are some works, but I don't know which I don't know, people who which scientists, which are archaeologists do it. They dig the hole, and that's all. This area doesn't look now, as you see, there is in some part of this it's is surrounded by the wall, and nobody can see it, what is inside. Even Dr. Dariusz Niemiec had an idea and was wondering that it's so interesting to discover, to see inside, but now it's impossible. And as I said, there is no discussion about it.
Okay, let's hope maybe one day in the future.
Maybe, I hope so.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So please, Miriam.
Yes, thank you. So first of all, hello. It's good
Hello,
to see
Miriam.
you again. How are you
Hello.
doing? I hope you're well. I
Happy.
participated from the beginning, but I was on the phone, so that's why I couldn't open the camera. I was in a bus. Anyhow, I have two questions also that are connected to your presentation. So if you can go back to pictures, I'll tell you which one. The one where you're talking about, I think, exhibition about the history of the synagogue. And then there was a painting of interior with people praying. So if you can go back to that. And there was also a photograph nearby.
So if I can sharing now. Okay, I'll try. Okay.
Towards the end, this was
at the end.
Not very end, but towards the end, where you have I think a part about the exhibition about the history of the synagogue.
Okay. I don't know if we. Okay.
More. Go
okay.
further. Yeah, further.
Oh.
Where you have like a photograph of the interior and the painting of the interior with people praying in it.
This is a painting that now is located on the western wall in the interior.
It's shown, it's shown in the building itself.
More
further. Yeah. Go towards the very end. Go to the end and then go backwards a little bit. More to the very end. further.
Might be no.
No. Go to the very end and just a few of them before.
More.
I think.
More.
As far as I remember, yeah, here.
Yes.
That's the one. Yeah. So do you know whose painting is this?
Yes, this is the Czech painter of I forgot the
Sorry, Miriam, I have whereabouts of this painting.
You have. Okay, very good.
the young
published
people in the Old Synagogue. But
Okay, if Ilya has
I even published this picture in my book.
Okay, all right. I have your book, so I'll look at it.
Oh yes. So
And the other question is just one picture above, slide above. There is a photograph. Yeah, the photograph on the right. Do you know what this is?
Yes, this is the visit of President Ignacy Mościcki in October 1927, and this is the representation of Kraków Kehila with the head rabbi Józef Kornicer.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are two images I was wondering about.
I'm trying to remind the surname of the painter. Now I'm sorry. I'll try to.
It's okay. I'll check in Ilya's book. It's fine. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So do we have any other questions or comments? So if you don't have, so thank you again, Piotr. It was a very interesting enchanting presentation.
Thank you so much.
And next week, same time, same day, we have another presentation about Hungarian Jewish curacy and Holocaust memory by Zsófia Farkas. And thank you for coming, and see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much, Piotr.
Thank you.
Thank you.